Hi, Denise here from Project Frugal. I've just been out in the garden and I've harvested a ton of mint. And I'm going to put that in the dehydrator to dry it off. But I also grabbed some edible flowers like nasturtium, some pansies, some borage and some sage, because I'm going to bake some sugar cookies decorated with edible flowers. So let's give it a go. So the first thing I'm going to do is dehydrate this dill. So what I did this morning was I repotted the plant. So I snipped off all the big long lengths, which obviously it's starting to go to seed. But it's enough to be able to at least get a small container of dehydrated dill for cooking. So I'll do that first. I've popped the dill onto a tray. And I've decided not to put any mint in with it, even though I've got 5 free trays here. I just think that the dill will actually go through all the mint, so I don't really want that. So let's pop the lid on, and hopefully that won't take too long, probably an hour or so. While the dill is dehydrating, I'm just preparing a couple of trays of mint to go straight on as soon as the dill's finished. And what I've been doing is just pulling the leaves off the mint stem, but I'm leaving behind any discoloured leaves. The house smells very minty. The other thing I'm about to do is make a quiche with this flaky pastry and that dish over there. And I'm going to try decorating it with little flowers as well. So let's see how it all turns out. A famous brand in New Zealand. Edmund's, sure to rise. Okay, there we are. So I'm going to pop it in the oven now. I've made the sugar cookie recipe and I've just used a very basic shape to cut them out with. I will link the recipe to the video, but now what I'm going to do is use what I have left here to decorate. In the meantime, I have the pie in the oven, so hopefully I've done that right. I haven't actually read any instructions. So I've finished preparing my cookies, and all I need to do now is put a wash over it, egg white. The pansies could be a little bit smaller for this project, but we are going with what we had. So we got sage, we got nasturtium, and of course pansies. And we'll just go over to the oven and check the pie, which is cooking away in here. Whoa, it's looking good. So Vinny's just said he wants a salad to go with this, so that's my next project. So this mix here is just egg whites. I've used 2 egg whites and half a teaspoon of icing sugar. So I'm just going to brush that over top of the flowers now, but I'm also going to brush a little bit onto the cookie itself. So if we just take, this is probably the easiest one to remove. So I'm just going to dip my brush in the wash and just brush it over the cookie, and then pop the flowers back on. I've finished the glaze, so I'm just going to pop them in the oven, and they need to cook for 10 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, we can get the pie out. Wow, that looks pretty cool. 1 edible flower quiche, all ready to eat. Salad to go with it. I'm impressed.
Oh wow, this looks fantastic, Denise. Thank you very much.
It's a few hours later now, and we have the mint drying in the dehydrator. In fact, it is pretty dry now. This has only been on maybe about an hour. So I'm just going to probably leave it for a few more minutes, and then I'll pop it in a jar. Here's the dill that I dried. As you can see, there's not very much in the jar. It's probably enough to season the appropriate meal at some point. This is what the cookies ended up being like, and other than the fact that I use self-rising flour when you're not supposed to, they actually do taste really nice. I'll put them away in this container. I'm sure they'll get eaten. I will try this again, but next time I'll use the correct flour. And as far as the actual cookies themselves go, I actually think I like the white ones best. Just seems to keep its colour a little bit better. This one, the dark purple pansy has gone slightly green. My first attempt at making sugar cookies with edible flours was a bit of a disaster because I used self-rising flour and not just normal flour. So I've made some more and I'm about to pop them in the oven, so hopefully this time they'll work out. Now these turned out great, and I let them brown up a little bit. They're definitely much better than the other ones, or the first lot that I made.